have Dr. Lotay Tshering as my guest tonight. Welcome to Dawai Kudroen. A very familiar face. I don't need to introduce further. Thank you so much for agreeing to be here on this show. I've been trying to get you on this show on several occasions, and there were some demands from the public calling me and asking me why I don't invite personalities like you. And today I could manage to get you. Thank you so much for agreeing. Doctor, we have been discussing about so many issues, your social activities to politics to so many other issues during the conversations, and would like to pick on some of the issues that we have already discussed. Now, one concern that people actually had when you resigned and joined politics is that you may not have been too keen on providing services to the people, to the general public, and that you resorted to joining politics, and joining politics would have been an excuse for you to stop practicing your profession. How would you react to this? I know it's a bit too late to ask this question.
Thank you, Dawa, for giving me this chance to share my views with you here. Actually, there's no answer to that, and I wouldn't like to answer that question because how much ever I try very genuinely giving my heartfelt opinion, it all depends on how people take it, how they perceive it, and how they want to interpret. Because end of the day, human beings are human beings. They hear, they gather informations and then interpret and analyze in their own standards. So I would like to disagree with the fact that I joined politics mainly because I was not interested in this profession. Yes, you are not the only one who is telling me this. I heard many things and even worse things about this when I decided to join politics in 2013. Yes. Now I think people who have talked about it should see what I'm doing. If I was not interested in this profession, why would I continue doing so without any other benefits? You know what I mean? And if that was the case, after the political activities have subsided, there's nothing called subsiding in political activities, but things have settled. I would have taken a different approach. I'll be doing something different now because the opportunities are manifold now. But I'm almost back to the same job that I love to do, and I'm doing the same thing. So that should answer all these queries actually.
Yes. Doctor, now reading some articles on you and also talking to some of the people who have been treated by you, you seem to be really satisfied with whatever services, social services you provide these days. Do you think by joining politics, would you have gained the same kind of satisfaction by being a politician?
Yes, Dawa, definitely. Because it all depends on how sincere you are with what you do and how sincere you are with your words. Because yes, I derive so much pleasure in doing what I'm doing now. But that doesn't mean to say that I will not derive pleasure from doing what I do as a politician. Yes. I might even derive more pleasure, and I'm very sure I can be even more useful because I am not given the chance to show my worth as a politician. So I strongly feel and would like to urge the criticism or critics that are made against me, saying that I'm leaving that I'm trying to join politics for name and fame, or I'm not interested in that work, or it is just an excuse to quit a civil service and look for greener pasture. All those are assumptions made by people, but I would like to, given a chance, sit back and prove to the people that I actually mean what I said. So I think it's just time. I think we should just wait and see, and then give me a chance to prove that what I say is what I mean.
Yes. Now, 2018 is quite far from now, and it will be too early to preempt, as you already said. But now, in case if you're coming back in 2018, will you still continue your social activities, that what you're doing right now, for the coming 4 years? Till the 2013 elections, Because one of the things that some people keep on saying is, you are doing this simply to gain political mileage for 2018, no matter how great the services that you provide would be.
Again, back to the same philosophy. It all depends on how they would like to take it and how they want to interpret.
But does that bother you?
No, not at all.
Yes.
Not at all, because what bothers me, end of the day, is how I feel, what my heart tells me. If my heart tells me something that is not correct, that should bother me.
Yes.
But I think as of now, until now, I listen to my heart, and I think my heart is telling me that what I'm doing is right. And in doing what your heart wants you to do, I think that's absolutely fine, and that is how one should live his life, I personally feel. Now, yes, you're right. I personally heard people gossiping or rumoring around, saying that all what I'm doing is a show and trying to gather support for 2018. Mind you that I've started this work in 2002 as a surgeon, and I wouldn't say from day one, but maybe from day 2 or day 3 as a civil servant, I started this work. Not just my government work, not just my pay 9 to 5 work. I've been doing this charity work mornings, evenings, Saturdays, Sundays, and I used to frequently visit Gidakom Hospital, Paro Hospital, Ha for endoscopy. I mean, I was doing it, nothing new in my life. Just that now I'm going to move further places because I have the time, because I'm not bounded by any rules and regulations, and that's what my heart wants. So there was, I mean, if you can recollect way back in 2002, I personally did not hear, or we couldn't even believe that things would change so much in 2002, but I was doing the same thing. Yes, 2000 came, 8 came, I was not interested in politics. 2013 came, I was really, really interested. I took part, and absolutely no regrets now. I continued with this work. So whatever people say, I think they should judge by their conscience, number one. Number two, if they really accuse me of doing all this work for 2018, now I would like to agree with that. I was not sure whether people are actually meaning it or not, but if they really want to know, then I would like to agree with that. Just imagine I'm a surgeon who had joined politics, who had political interest. I could not succeed last election and say I'm interested in 2018, and doing all this for next 5 years to get support in 2018. Traveling around, reaching the unreached, doing endoscopy in the villages like Merak, Sakting, Laya, and then performing surgeries like laparoscopic surgeries that were never performed in a place like Tshering. If I can do that as a politician, there are a lot of engineer politicians, there are a lot of teacher politicians, there are a lot of economic politicians. What if all these actively serving politicians or aspiring to be politicians, say like teachers traveling around, volunteering to teach the students in the villages, engineers traveling around trying to mend and build the houses for the villagers, and then economic people traveling around for free pro bono, traveling around the country, and then trying to guide agriculture specialists, trying to visit the farmers and trying to teach them how to do mechanized farming and all, just for 2018. Isn't that what we want? Isn't that what the politicians should be doing? So, yes, Dawa, it's the way you take it, how you want to take it, but if people are accusing me of doing what I'm doing for 2018, I think that's correct.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yes.
And if every failed or successful politician does it for the interest of the people, I think this is how we should earn our votes. Not at the last minute, not during these 3 months, giving a lot of empty promises and then doing all this, what's happening. You know what's happening in a political domain. So I'm actually not for that. But if what I'm doing is good, if what I'm doing is benefiting the public, yes, 2018, I want the support.
How politically active are you right now?
That's a good question, but my answer is very unconventional, because as much as I am active politically, I think Dawa, you should be active politically, our cameraman here should be active politically, every Bhutanese citizen should be active politically, because it's very wrongly labeled that politicians are corrupt and politics is dirty, and all these are, I would say, nomenclatures that are very degradatory for the system. Actually, if we care about our system, if we care about our country, that country should progress and develop, and all the things should go harmoniously. I think we all should be political. So yes, that way, if I care for the system, if I'm a Bhutanese, I should be active politically, and likewise, absolutely true, I am very active politically.
So then who are those who should remain apolitical?
I mean, the term apolitical is very dicey here. See, for example, everybody says civil servants should be apolitical. The critical mass in Bhutan are the civil servants. The brain of Bhutan is civil servants. And if they don't decide, if they don't guide, then how will a nation progress? I think the term apolitical should be redefined, and every one of us should know what is apolitical. My personal concept on apoliticality is, yes, as a civil servant, we should not go around rallying or garnering support just for an individual, or we should not go around favoring one party against the other one, trying to degrade some other individuals or parties that you don't favor. But deep down, you should support good individuals, you should support good plans and policies, and you should support a party that is capable of leading the country in the right direction. So I think for doing that, if somebody is accused of doing that, maybe it's just simply or similar to saying that you will not, or you are not interested to build the country or lead the country forward. So the term apolitically is something that I really don't understand.
So then, by this definition, what do you think of the reprimand letter that you received just before you joined politics from Royal Civil Service Commission?
Now, if you want to talk about the letter of reprimand that I received from RCC way back in 2013, May, June, I think, to be very frank, I have had a lot of ups and downs in my life. I of course lost some very near and dear ones in my life, but I never cried. But on that night, I did the whole night, because I have a copy of that letter, and then I don't know whether we have the time to elaborately mention about it, but it ultimately says I have gone against the Constitution. I've broken so many rules and regulations and that are mentioned in the PCR, ultimately saying that I should not be saying anything about politics. I should not be criticizing my agency or the government or employing agent. All those were quoted, but I could not understand why the authority failed to read or understand the messages that I made. The authorities totally failed my dedication for the system. The authorities totally failed or ignored my concern to improve the system. I never criticized anybody, any agency or any authorities. I just expressed my personal opinion. And by doing that, I think I just went with the Constitution, actually.
You knew what you were saying?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. If need be, I'll repeat it 10 times a day. Every day I'll repeat it, because I don't say things that I don't mean. So coming back to that letter, I think I don't know how the authorities then would be feeling it if they're listening now, but that definitely, in my opinion, have done more harm and damage to the civil service as a whole than doing any good, because you cannot keep shut the whole critical mass of the country. You should invite criticism, use that to improve your system. That was my opinion, and then things took a totally 360-degree turn, and then it happened the other way around. So after having given 13, 14 hours of work for nearly 12 years, after having worked 7 days a week, after having as a civil servant worked more on the weekends and government holidays, people had the heart to reprimand such activities. So yes, our system needs to be very critically reviewed, and I hope the new set take things at a little different level and see things from a different angle, because if you keep viewing certain things from the same angle, you'll get the same result. I don't see things progressing further or ahead. So everything has to be viewed from different angle, and every aspect has to be considered. And for that matter, the saddest moment is not the letter. The saddest thing that really touched my heart was I was never given a chance to explain. That clearly proves that every extra hour or days that I put in was never recognized. So, I mean, there are a lot of issues to be dwelled here. Now that I'm out of the civil service, I'll be more than happy to dwell on it at any extent, but it may not be required because, again, I don't know how our system takes it, but there's no provision where our system takes this kind of activities positively and then use it to improve
Yes.
the system. So, if there's a forum where we could offer suggestions, I'll be more than happy to do that.
Okay, then can I say that that letter further provoked you to join politics despite having to pay around 6.3 million as your service obligation?
It's difficult to say because when I spoke to the media about it, I was, yes, very much interested to join politics because I personally felt that we needed to contribute at a different level. And in the same interview with Quinsel, I clearly said that by deciding to join politics, I'm putting my citizenship above my profession. Because profession is so small at that level when I was trying to work with my Bhutanese citizenship ID card. So I wanted to serve at the highest level. So that was the main issue. So when coming to the issue about serving the nation at the highest level, I think money doesn't matter. But that was my intention. And then, of course, the issue of morality came also because then when I was reprimanded with a warning saying that my services might be terminated, then I said, even morally, I don't fit into a system where the system doesn't really seem to bother about what is doing. I mean, what is being done by the system holders. So I didn't have a second thought. Because mainly, as I said, my target is to serve the country in the best way possible.
Yes. You are again repeating what you said to some of the papers then, and that is money does not matter. It would have mattered when you were asked to pay 6.3 million Ultrams as your service obligation. Are you over with this hangover? Financial hangover?
I never had any hangover. Yes, if you count in terms of absolute figures, it's a huge amount. But when it comes to serving the nation by paying their price, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it because I just gave back what the government gave me. You know, I take it very positively. But if you really want to argue, none of the rules and regulations said that I had to pay that much. I've consulted so many legal officers, highest level, lowest level, whatever the legal background that my community had and my friends had. None of them could prove that I had to pay that much, but that was the way system worked. So of course that saddened me a bit. Not the amount, Dawa, let me tell you, is not the amount if I was saddened or hurt, is not the amount but the procedure. There should have been certain clearly understood rules and regulations, and even the authorities who were charging me that much amount did not have a clear understanding. So end of the day, this is the way we calculate. So
but you didn't fight the system then, thinking that you would be fighting a losing battle. Is that the case? Was that the case?
I think there are many ways to it. I for one, ever since I had joined the system, had always the purest of the mind to help the system. So with that mind, I would have never had the intention to fight with the system or fight against the system. So that was the reason number one. Reason number two, I personally felt with the way things were going and with the information that I've gathered, I personally felt that I would not have landed anywhere. So I thought it was best way out for me is to settle it with the shortest possible time. So that, and then of course the other reason is I didn't have enough time to do it also, because that was a week before the last day to submit my nomination to the ECB. So I mean there are a lot of issues there.
Considering all the points that you have just cited, and also being on the other side of the fence, today when you look back, while being a civil servant, do you have any regrets that you have not been able to do it as a civil servant now that you could do it?
Regrets, Dawa, no. Absolutely no. Because I don't do things that I have not planned or not thought of. I've researched it. I've asked myself and the same question time and again, saying, is this the right move? Can I do it? Is this what I should be doing? So all these things were asked many times before I actually took the action, before I actually acted. So regret is a wrong word here, because ultimately, end of the day, there should be only one aim for all Bhutanese here, that is to work for our system. When we say work for the system, we do not actually have to be within the system. There are many ways working for a system, So we can work from within the system, we can work from outside the system, we can be doing directly related work with the system, and there are many ways. End of the day, what I want is serve the Tsawasum. Understand the Tsawasum properly, what it means. Don't just say it for the sake of saying it. Don't just use the word without understanding what you mean. Understand everything and use it. So that is what my heart says, and that's what I'm doing now. So to answer your question straight away, no regrets, absolutely no.
Okay. Doctor, your well-wishers through different forums have had so many kind words to you, and they have spoken this deservingly for all the services that you have rendered. And one individual actually mentioned that you are a GNH doctor, and that could be a very serious compliment. Now, will you continue to be a GNH doctor here in Bhutan, or are you going to take GNH to some other countries? Because I have been told, I don't know how far it's true, but I have been told that you are getting some offers from outside. So what will happen?
Dawa, when it comes to doing what I'm doing, this is something that I love, and I'll keep doing what I'm doing for the rest of my life, as long as my energy and health allows. There's no bargain on it, and there's no debate on it. GNH, these are words that people choose to use. So, and then I don't work, or rather I don't fish for compliments. I just keep doing what my heart wants me to do, and then let people say what they want to say. You're just picking up one good phrase that was given, that was mentioned. There are a lot of equally or even more bad things that are there in the media. I'm sure about it, because it all depends on how you want to read it, how you want to understand it, and how you want to interpret it. So I, end of the day, do not go by what people say. I go by what my heart wants me to do, and I know for sure it's helping a lot of people, especially the unreached ones in the villages, and I would like to take my services further. After having left the civil service, now I'm so happy that in the last 1 year I could take the surgical services and endoscopic services to the Dzongkhaks and few far-flung villages, Giwoks rather. So maybe I would like to, if my wish comes true, I would like to take it to further into the villages and maybe into their houses. Easily doable.
So in short, are you saying that for next 4 years or so, common people can avail your services, and that you will not sell your services to the highest bidder, meaning you will not go out for money?
Yes, Dawa. As to answer your question partly, or to correct you rather, not for next 4 years, for the rest of my life, as long as I can afford to do it, as long as my heart allows me to do it, health, sorry. And in regards to selling my services, there are opportunities both in the country and outside. There are people working, doctors working in private sectors. There are a system that is already set in place where we could actually earn your living through your profession now. May not be a big-time private hospital, but as a private diagnostic, you can see people doing very well. But and yes, you're partly true. You just need to explore, and opportunities are many. And I have turned down all my international opportunities, and I have never given a thought about setting up my own money-making business in the country, because at this moment I feel that my services are too valuable to sell, because I don't want to take a cost for my service, because these are for people who deserve it. These are for people who cannot avail through ordinary means. So I would like to be more approachable, more reachable to the people who are unreached. So to answer your question short, I've turned down all my interest. I've given up my interest or offers that I receive from outside. And inside, of course, there are a lot of talks coming up every now and then, saying, would you like to do this, let's sit down and work on a private thing, and all those things that I've totally brushed aside. I'll focus on offering my service for free to especially the needy ones, because wealthy, rich, capable people can avail the services through many ways, in any way possible, But these are the people who are actually benefited, people who should be cared for, are the ones who are in the far-flung places.
Yes. Dr. Lotay Tshering, thank you so much for your time, and I would like to wish you all the luck in the world for all your social activities, not for your political career, because people then again tend to come up with all sorts of mixed reactions. Thank you once again. With this, we come to the end of Dawai Kudroen. Thank you so much for watching. Good night and Tesh Delila.